it. There we go. Okay, welcome, Ramel. Thank you. Oh, unmute. Perfect. Thank
Sorry
you.
again, rewind. Let me introduce myself. My name is Romel Bugay. I am part of ViewSonic's Field Solutions team. And in Field Solutions, our team is dedicated to helping customers like yourself and schools and enterprise kind of like figure out how they can incorporate ViewSonic products into their work, into what they do. My team is tasked in visiting schools and businesses, and even before install, even before they make decisions on what they need or what they're going to put in their environment, and we kind of help them how it would work with what they do, especially with education, and how they could help the teachers and the students and the school in general work with our products. What we don't do, as Tara said, is the customer support and technical support. In a way, we do that in much higher level. But with regards to customer support and technical support, we do have a ViewSonic support system or team that does that. So if you need customer support, technical support, you need an RMA, or you have any questions with regards to any ViewSonic products, from monitors to our interactive panels, to our commercial displays, to our e-posters, you can always go to viewsonic.com on our support page in there and reach out. The ticketing system is there, and there are also knowledge-based articles that you could actually reference. And most of the time, if you have any questions, those KB articles are very helpful. So that's what we are. With regards to how to use, let's say, certain parts of myViewBoard with the software, we do support that in a way, but for much deeper level of understanding, we have a PD team that you can reach out to. And what they do, their professional development, and they know the ins and outs of our whiteboard software, our myViewBoard display software, and all that. So that's what my team is more on the hardware side and partly the software. So if you have any technical questions with regards to that, we'll be happy to assist you today. Now, let me start by the myViewBoard ecosystem. I think that's what this webinar is about. So the myViewBoard ecosystem is divided into two parts. We have the hardware and we have the software side. On the hardware side, ViewSonic, since the late 80s, when the company was founded, is known for our displays. So on the hardware side, we have our interactive panels. We have our commercial displays that work with the myViewBoard ecosystem. Behind me here is actually an 86-inch interactive panel on a movable mount. So you could easily adjust it to your height. I am not very tall, so I need to pull it down. But for people who are 6 foot and up, they could always push it up to their desired height. That's going to be very comfortable for them. This is our IFP. It's running Teams right now. And this is what you're going to see with our interactive panels. This is kind of like the main part of the hardware for the myViewBoard environment. This is where all the interaction comes from, and this is what people see. This is the endpoint. This is what children and students and the teachers would be using most of the time. for in classrooms, replacing the traditional boards in there that use chalk. And this is what they do now. They use now, actually. Another part of the myViewBoard ecosystem is not only limited to interactive, it's also with signage. We have our commercial displays. And if I move my camera to the other side, that's another 86 panel that we have, but it's more on a commercial, we call it a commercial display. You could add it as a second display for an interactive panel. You could use it for digital signage. You could use it for info, like an informational board, and all sorts of things. Or you could just use it as a complementary panel that a lot of people put it in the back of the room, actually. So for people for big rooms, like the one that we are in right now, some people won't be able to see the front, so they put it on the side. It's just to complement the interactive panel on the front. All of these panels, I see that we have an AD specialist here. They all support RS-232. So for those who are knowledgeable with RS-232 and the controls, Crestron and Extron, these are all supported by that through LAN and the RS-232 protocol itself. So we do have those commands available for anyone that wants to incorporate controls to these panels. Another addition to our hardware, we do support, if a certain entity or a school has panels already in the classrooms, in their offices, but they want to use the myViewBoard ecosystem, and they want to be in the myViewBoard ecosystem, we also offer boxes that they could connect through HDMI. And if it's a touch panel that they have, they could connect the USB there to support touch. And you would see the same user interface that's behind me, even though if you have another panel, not even a non-ViewSonic panel, it would look like that and would have touch capabilities too if it's an interactive. So we do offer those boxes too so that if a certain school or a certain enterprise already have panels and they don't want to replace it, that's another option that they can do so that everything would be supported when they want to be in myViewBoard. So that's the hardware, and you could always interrupt me, and if you have any questions with anything that I'm saying, and that's perfectly fine. So that's kind of like our hardware overview. Now for the other side of the myViewBoard ecosystem, it would be the software, and that's the one that ties everything together. At first, we started as a myViewBoard whiteboard, and just a little bit of history, and then it evolved into the myViewBoard ecosystem, where we have whiteboarding, we have interactive, we have the remote desktop streaming and all that. And then now we have a management console too, that you can control all these software and hardware side of the ecosystem. So the very major part of myViewBoard is the whiteboarding. That's our original product, and that's still a product that is very much used most of the time today, especially in schools. So this is what I'm talking about behind me. This is our whiteboard software in here, and everything that you see is all cloud-based. So the myViewBoard, anything that you use with myViewBoard does not save anything on the device. Everything is cloud-based. Everything is connected via a 256-bit encrypted token. So when you log into the ecosystem or to myViewBoard or any of our services, it just creates a temporary token in there through AWS, and then you save everything in your cloud drive. When you log out, nothing is saved in the board or any software, or if you're using the software in your computer, nothing is saved in your computer. That's how secure it is. And it's an end-to-end encryption. So this side and then our server side are all encrypted, and the communication that happens between is also encrypted. And if you're interested with the security white paper, it is available in myviewboard.com. And then if you want a link to that, you could ask Tyra and me to send it to you. But it's available in myviewboard.com, just in case you need to know how secure the myViewBoard software is. Another part of the major part of the myViewBoard ecosystem is the myViewBoard display. And what myViewBoard display is a way for people to be able to share their it's updating. There's a recent update. So by the way, I just take this time we do update our software. We offer updates all the time. So, and it's automatic. So you won't have to worry about having old software in your pan because it's updated. I see Jeanette just said hers updated as well. So that's good. So this is the myViewBoard display. So you see a code, and then if I want to share my screen, that's what I do. And the beauty of this is it doesn't need to be in the same room. You could be remote. You could be in another area, and you would be able to share it. Just like how you share in Zoom, how you share in Teams, is the same thing, except that this is part of what you get if you have a myViewBoard account and you have a viewboard panel, just like the one behind me. So these tools are all available in the ecosystem. And the last part that I want to talk about is the management console. Let me share my screen. So this is our management console, and this is, if you can see, the name of the entity is VSA Field Solutions. This entity was created specifically for our team here. And in here, you would see all these services. If you need some technical information with regards to how to open ports, what IP addresses are needed to open your firewall, it's also here. The cloud services that you can, if you are the administrator, you could open all these cloud services or close them and just open the ones that your entity would need or your users would need. We do support multiple domains, to name a few. And, you know, another good part about this is you could control the instances. So whatever software instances you have that's enrolled in the entity, you would be able to make changes to it. You could set a global template on if you want, let's say, the same wallpaper or different wallpapers when nobody's using it, then you could actually set it here too. But most people get myViewBoard because of myViewBoard Manager, which is kind of like the last thing I'm going to talk about. So myViewBoard Manager is our management console for the hardware itself. And you could use myViewBoard Manager in so many ways. You could turn off the panels. You could turn it on. You could reboot it. You could send if you have myViewBoard Manager Advanced, which is the kind of like the paid subscription for that's part of Manager, you can actually use it for signage. You could send out pictures or PowerPoint presentations or even videos. You could send it out. You could use it for CAP messaging. For those of you who know emergency broadcasting using CAP. CAP is like a protocol for emergency broadcast. A lot of companies offer that, like, for example, Crisis Go and other companies that's similar. We do support CAP messaging. So if a school or a business has some emergency broadcasting system that uses CAP, that's something that we do, we can use alongside myViewBoard Manager. So this is where you enroll all your panels. The one behind me is actually this one, and I'll just give a really quick example on what it is. So I'll just type "Hello World," and you would see behind me, if you could see that message on top right there that appeared. That's the message that I just sent. And you can send simple messages like that. And you could send pictures and PowerPoint presentations and videos that are 300 megabytes and less also. And you could schedule those as jobs so that, let's say, I'm just gonna make an example of a school in New York. They're using it in their lobby to announce like important events for the day. So they would schedule that, and then at 8 a.m. they would display that. At 5 p.m. it's going to shut it down, and then the next day, if it's the same content that needs to play, and it's going to play it automatically. You could schedule all those, and that's it if you have the myViewBoard Manager Advanced. And myViewBoard Manager is free. It comes with your entity account. So to be an entity, it's free. Any school, any business can reach out to our salespeople and request an entity account from ViewSonic. And once your entity account is established, you would have access to this console, the myViewBoard console, and the Manager console. Now, what you would be extra if you need to would be the advanced features of myViewBoard Manager, like pictures and videos and scheduling. But if you don't need any of those, Manager and myViewBoard is free. So, and so that's how our hardware and software work together side by side. So if you have any questions, this is a great time to post them.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ramel. If we'll just take a pause for just a second for any questions, comments. Please feel free. Like I said, we're a small enough group. You can unmute yourself. And
so I have a question. We are new, so we just got 120 boards in January. And so it's been an experience, and I'm not fully trained, and I'm trying to train my teachers. I'm giving them the basics, but I'm having some troubles with understanding all the casting issues. I mean, we can do VCast. I don't totally understand VCast. I don't totally understand myViewBoard display. We're using Apple TV and we're using Chromecast. So I'm having some issues with Chromecast where teachers are getting on other teachers' boards because there's not a code to put in like there is on the Apple TV. So I don't know, any suggestions there?
Okay, so if you're using VCast, if you go to this, I highly recommend not to use Chromecast for the reason that you just said. It does not require any code. So you could actually turn that off
Right.
if you go to VCast and just uncheck Chromecast, and it actually has a warning in there that it's unsecured. There's no code. So it's there for people who really do need it, but for public classrooms and, let's say, conference rooms, it's always highly advisable to use something with a code like AirPlay, like VCast. You said AirPlay. So does the school use a lot of MacBooks and iOS devices too?
We're mostly a Google school, so we mostly
Okay.
have Chromebooks. We have some Apple products. I did find like we were using the Cast moderator from Google,
Uh-huh.
and so I found that if I put the Cast moderator on, it solves my problems.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I
And
didn't know.
that's the one from Google, not
Yeah,
not
so
not
like
the
if
cast moderator from VCast.
right, so it would be great if you could incorporate that in there, but I don't know if you can. But
Well, we don't outright say no. I would say we're gonna look into it and see. We've done things like this before. We work closely with our development team, so that's something that I can actually ask them. But
and I'm part of the beta with Google, so if you need anybody.
oh, sure, no problem. I'll put your name in here so I don't forget. And what school are you from, Judy?
Penn Manor School District in Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Is it Manor?
Penn Manor.
Oh, Penn Manor
Hmm.
in PA. Okay, and do you have an entity account already with ViewSonic?
We do,
Okay, okay, and it's under Penn Manor as well.
yes.
Okay, I'm gonna look into it.
Okay, yeah, just let me know. I'm just trying to figure out, there's a little bit of chaos, but it's not terrible. But I've had where teachers are on a board and they have their screen frozen, and then somebody accidentally gets on their board and then they get off, and then the teacher's board is not frozen, and all of a sudden they have their email on there about Johnny. So that's not
Oh,
wonderful.
uh, do you work closely with Nick Guliuzza? He's our salesperson in
I
PA.
do. I do. I just feel like I haven't been, the training piece has kind of been hard for me. Like I feel like I'm struggling trying to find this, and I'm trying to figure it all out myself.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk to Nick, and then I'm gonna talk to our PD team and see what we can do with regards to getting you more training over.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm
And
also going to encourage you, Judy, to utilize the educator community. We've started a digital workshop series that is,
And I have been on some of those,
oh,
so
good. Okay.
yes, I am in.
Perfect. I am, just so you know, we are recording everything as we're doing now, but we're gonna we're storing those in the community space as well under the actual invite. So if you miss it, which I get, we all have busy schedules, you can go back and listen to them. But I do appreciate Ramel doing some digging too to see if we can get you some more support.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments, tips, tricks that you want to share? Like I said in the beginning, this is truly an open forum. Thank you, Ramel, for kind of walking us through on a high level what our ecosystem does and how it all works together, giving you a better idea of what the Field Solutions team does. Any other questions, comments, reactions? And yes, I understand if some of us has gotta run the busy lives of a teacher. Anyone else? Anyone? Okay. Ramel, did you have any like common questions that you wanted to just, we have a little bit of time left.
Okay.
Any,
Sure. Like, we talked about, just Judy just,
yes.
kind of like brought up a good point, right? There are some difficulties, for lack of a better term, sometimes when the first deployments of these units come out for users who are just being introduced to the myViewBoard ecosystem, including VCast. So VCast, for those who don't know, is the built-in software too that works within that same network. It cannot go outside. So if you have a laptop outside of the network that you're in, you won't be able to do VCast. It's from within the LAN environment and not WAN, so to speak. So that's what Judy was talking about. So most of the difficulties that arise is usually from a network perspective. There's different offices, different schools, different buildings. They all use different network settings, different encryptions, different access points. So and that's actually where Field Solutions come in. We actually work with the end users and sometimes the resellers or the installers on how to make that work, because we understand that everything now is interconnected. It's a connected world. Everything needs an internet and everything needs a network connection. So that's where we come in. There are times when, just like Judy said, it would not connect. So you could always put it in the community portal, and we monitor the community portal too. My team does that. Or you could reach out to the support ticketing system with ViewSonic, and those tickets actually get routed to us automatically, and then we would be able to help you. Another one is, control settings on the more advanced side. A lot of companies, not schools per se, some schools do, but a lot of offices, they do incorporate Crestron controls, Extron controls in their offices so that they could schedule these devices turn on or off, change inputs. Sometimes there are difficulties there too. And the Field Solutions team is very much capable of helping you get through those hurdles. So that's what our team does. And that's just to name a few. But as Tara said, the community portal is a great way to reach out to us with whatever, especially with myViewBoard problems. But if you have any other questions, that's a place that you could get kind of like, you could post your questions and get answers
Absolutely.
really quick.
Yes, and I appreciate you just bringing that back up as far as support channels are concerned. This is going to be one. Our office hours are going to happen on a monthly basis where either Ramel or someone else from the Field Solutions team will sit in to be able to address those questions in real time. But then you also have other avenues of support, as Ramel just mentioned, the support tickets, those that are generated, they do actually go through Ramel's team, utilizing our community as another avenue of support. I know some of you are probably familiar. You can just go to some will just post their question right here in this thread and know that they are getting checked, as Ramel just indicated. So that's another avenue of support. So just wanting to really reassure you all, particularly those who are new like Judy, that we are here to support you and make sure that you have what you need to successfully implement. And while we're on the community, I want to just do just kind of quickly, you can put a thumbs up or come off mute, but is everyone familiar with our Educator community page? Yes? Yes, thumbs up, yes, or in the chat, any of the above would work. If you're not, let me just quickly kind of go through you can go to our viewsonic.com edu page, and this will take you to this banner here. And then you can click on join the community here. I'm already a member, obviously, so it takes me right in. But if you're not a member, it'll take you to a real quick form that you'll fill out, and then you'll be able to quickly get into our Educator community, which, as I mentioned just moments ago, does serve as another support channel for you. I am doing, of course, as I always do, those of you who've joined me on my other workshops or webinars, I am going to do a gift card. And so if you would like to drop a comment into this particular event, and let me just show you quickly how I got there. Once I am out on our landing page, when I click on this event, which is our virtual office hour, it takes me into the thread. I'm going to put one in just a moment, but I'm going to give you a couple of hours to put a comment here. You can just put your reflection. What that you joined the office hours. What did you think? If you learned anything, and then I will draw one name for our gift card. The cool thing about our gift cards is you get to choose what you want to utilize that gift card on. So any questions about that? Again, if you're not a community member, hopefully you will join. I will put a link here for you in the chat so that you can quickly, apologize, I didn't do that already, but there we go, there. And then go ahead and you can click on that. If you're not a member yet, you can sign up, and then you can go to this particular event. It's going to be front and center on that community page, and just drop a comment in that thread. I'll start it off so you'll know exactly where to go. And I will draw a name for a gift card. I think I'll do a $25 gift card of your choice. So any other questions as we're wrapping up our time? Any other questions, comments, thoughts? Anything? Ramel, I'll throw back to you. Anything else we want to end with? Or
Well, I don't have any other
Okay.
thing except for, like, ViewSonic is here to support you. You could always reach out to us. We don't say no. That's the culture of our company. If you have any questions, the only questions that are bad are the ones that are not asked. So that's what I always say. So you could always reach out to us, and for sure we'll be able to help. Or if we cannot help, we'll find someone who can.
Absolutely love that. That's the best conclusion ever. Thank you, Ramel. And
You're
thank you all for your time. I appreciate you. And again, hopefully I will see a comment in this event, and we'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your day. Be well, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Tara. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.